Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to be making corn relish to go in the freezer. Normally I can this, but today I'm going to freeze it and we'll see how that's going to turn out. It's the time of the year where we have fresh vegetables and I'm using everything fresh today. Corn relish is wonderful. If you want to take your burgers, your hot dogs, your hamburgers up a notch, make you some corn relish. It's also delicious as a side with grilled fish, baked chicken, grilled chicken, pork tenderloin, any kind of meat that you can think of. Corn relish is really a delicacy to have as a side dish. So I have all of my ingredients prepped, and I'm going to be using my large stock pot today because my normal boiler that I use, my largest one, will not hold all of this. I'm going to bring you in close as we put all this together. I'll show you what ingredients and tell you what ingredients we're going to be using, and then we'll put it on the stove, we'll cook it, and then last, after we cook it for about 15 minutes, then we're going to add this fresh corn that I've cut off the cob. So I'll be using green bell peppers, red bell peppers, fresh onions, these are Vidalia onions, and fresh corn. And this corn was picked last night. My nephew grew it, and his brother, Dewey, he went by and picked it for me and brought it to me after 9 o'clock last night. And so this morning I got up and I shucked it and I silked it, and I have prepped all of this so that we can have fun in the kitchen and make some wonderful corn relish. Okay, the first thing that we have put in our stock pot is 5 bell peppers, green bell peppers that I have chopped. To that, I'm adding red bell peppers, and I had 5 of those as well. So I just washed them really well, chopped them up, and now we're just putting it all together. So we have a red bell pepper and we have green bell peppers. And I'm using a wooden spoon to mix all of this. So I'm just going to kind of stir it and mix it as we go so that it won't all be settled in the bottom, because it's going to get pretty full. Okay, to that, I'm adding these wonderful Vidalia onions. And my recipe calls for 6 medium-sized onions, but I used 4 large onions because that's what I had. And Doug came in and he just started dying laughing at me, y'all. You know, onions make you cry when you cut them up, chop them up. And I had heard that if you take like 2 matches or a match and just stick it in your mouth, not the part that you like, but just the stem, and hold it in your between your teeth and let it just be there hanging out of your mouth, that you wouldn't cry. Have you ever heard that? I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but I promise you I didn't have tears in my eyes when I got finished chopping these onions. And normally I'm crying like a baby, especially if I chop this many onions. Oh, look how pretty that looks. Look at that. Already that looks so good. Okay, now I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt. We're adding 2 tablespoons of celery. Let me get the bottle so that I can tell you exactly what I'm putting in there. Celery seed, 2 tablespoons of celery seed. And I'll just go ahead and start mixing that together as well. Yeah, this is going to be so good. I love it. I just love this. It is so wonderful. It makes such a delightful side dish. Okay, now I'm adding 14 ounces of just yellow mustard. This is French's. I'm not advertising for French's, but that's what Mama's recipe calls for. So I'm just going to turn it upside down and add the mustard. Shake it out. Shake it all out. Get it all out of the bottle. Okay, now, next, I have 2 cups of water, and I'm going to rinse this mustard bottle with some of this water that I have here. Just going to put the cap back on it, shake it up real good, and pour it in there. And we didn't waste one bit of mustard. And now I'm adding 2 cups of white distilled vinegar. And this makes our liquid. So we're just going to stir all of this together, mix it up really, really well. Once I get this mixed up, and get it stirred together, combined really well. It takes some muscle power to do this now. I'm going to take it over to the stove and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. After it cooks for 15 minutes, and I'm cooking on medium heat, by the way, medium to medium high heat. After this comes to a boil and it cooks for 15 minutes, then I'm going to add this beautiful corn that I've cut off. And then I'll let it reheat and come to another boil, and we'll cook it 10 more minutes. But I'll bring you in and show you all of that. So now I'm going over to the stove with our corn relish mixture, and I'll get it started, and then I'll come back and I'll get you. Okay, I hope you're still with me. Our pepper mixture has cooked for 15 minutes, and it is smelling so good. So now we're ready to add our corn, and I'm just going to pour it in, just like this. And this is 12 ears of fresh sweet corn that I have prepared. I shucked it and silked it and cut it off the cob with a knife. I just used the knife that I have here in my kitchen. I didn't have a special tool to do that with. So now I'm just going to stir this around, mix it all up, and bring it to a boil again, and I'll let it cook. Y'all look at that. Oh, it's looking so good. I'll let it cook for 10 minutes, and after it cooks for 10 minutes, if you were going to can this in jars, that's the point that you would put it in your jars. But I'm not going to can mine this year. I'm going to try freezing it. So after it cooks 10 more minutes, then I'm going to take it off the stove, let it cool, and it's going to take a while to cool in this big pot. I may drop it down in some ice water, drop the pot in some ice water, and do a fast chill to get it cool in a hurry. So when it gets cool and I start to bag it, then I'll be back and our corn relish will be finished. It'll be ready to go in the freezer, and we're going to have some good eating that come winter months. I'll see you back in a little bit. I decided to fix some ice water in my sink in my laundry room. I washed my sink really well, and I put some water in it, and you can see I have some ice cubes down in here. It's already melted, and then I set my pot down in here. And I'm just going to stir this, and this is a really quick way. If you ever have something that you want to cool really quickly, then just fix you a tub or an ice bath, set your pot down in it, and stir your food, and it'll help it to cool a whole lot faster, so you can go ahead and get it in the refrigerator or get it in the freezer. Okay, friends, and just like that, we have corn relish ready to go in the freezer. I had 9 pints, and I put 2 cups in each pint. That's what a pint is. So we have 18 cups of corn relish. Look at this. Y'all, I am so proud of it. I just need to label it and it's going in the freezer. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for sharing our videos, liking our videos, commenting. Remember, in order to keep getting our videos, you have to do that. And I appreciate it so very, very much. Until next time, be blessed and have a great day.